What's up, everybody? Just finished up another awesome episode of Angles, this time with Alec Dispence, better known as Sup Chef. Really cool conversation. I mean, we were talking about his background as a chef, how he flipped over to becoming a million-plus follower content creator. We were talking about all his cool projects, whether it's, making popcorn based on NHL teams or all his pizzas. I mean, we talked about everything. I mean, building a business, becoming a content creator. We talked about his favorite fast food. You name it, we got into it. Really, really cool, interesting guy, really down to earth. You're really going to enjoy it, so check it out. As always, this episode is brought to you by my law firm, Richmond Bona Personal Injury Attorneys. Can't do this without them, so shout out to all of them and enjoy the episode. Are you originally from Buffalo?
Yeah, Western New York, yeah.
Yeah, you say Western?
Brant.
Okay, cool. I'm from Rochester originally. So,
okay. I lived out there for a little while, yeah.
Yeah, they're different cities, right?
Yes.
Like, I think people make a mistake of like conflating the two or thinking they're the same, but they're definitely different.
For sure.
What do you think is the biggest difference?
I don't know. It's hard to say, but they just feel a lot different for sure.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know there's a lot of great similarities, but there's a lot of areas where I worked at Oak Hill for a few years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Were you a chef there?
Yeah, chef de cuisine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
So I lived there for probably less than 2 years, but about that amount of time.
How was it, your experience at Oak Hill?
It was an amazing experience, like in terms of, how do you say, a professional feat, I guess you could say, or like part of my career. I worked in some of the toughest and I guess you could say most sought after kitchens in in America. So those didn't always come with the nicest people, but
I get that.
Some amazing experiences, that's for sure. So
one of our first hires here ever, she was her name's Leanna, and she was working at a front desk of like the spa at the Buffalo Club.
Yeah.
And I remember noticing, how she interacted with some difficult people. I'm like, oh, if you can handle that, I was like, you'll be good at this job. And she's been with us ever since. Like, it could be some tough people, but also some really like down to earth, nice people at those places.
Oh yeah. So no, and again, just like kind of clarify. Is this going?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, just to kind of clarify that point was that I literally never had a bad interaction, except for one time at a club, a bad interaction with a member. It was always, I'm talking about like chefs and
I get you,
GMs and stuff can be just very like tough industry.
I gotta imagine, especially like at places like that where they do have demanding clientele who are like paying a lot of money to be part of it, and maybe you're not hearing it, but they're hearing it. But regardless, that's cool. So you're from Western New York. I would love to kind of like just dive right in and say, can you talk a little bit about your background, like kind of like your origin story, which we kind of just touched on, that leading up to, I guess, like the emergence of Sup Chef?
Yeah. It's just been such a kind of ping pong a little bit because it's never what I set out to do.
Yeah.
In a way, I just grew up in a tiny little town outside of Buffalo. It's kind of an interesting situation because we grew up like on a retired farm, you could say. So It was like a family kind of compound in a way. We all lived like next door to each other. So we'd just do our lives together, like with my aunt and my cousins and my grandparents and stuff. And we'd all get together for meals. And it was awesome. And a lot of people in my life had these like really cool talents, especially like around sports. And I never really had any talents in sports, and I wasn't really interested until I became really an adult in sports. And I kind of found my niche with cooking, and I was really good at it at a young age, like the best in my peer group, I guess you could say. I went to Lakeshore High School and found like my area, and then I just became kind of obsessive about. I don't know. I liked the success of it, and I thought I could make a career of it, and I did. I had a lot of awesome success and worked in I worked at tons of, like, are you a golf guy?
I mean, I admire golf, but I'm a horrible golfer.
Yeah.
I like being like on the course. I think it's beautiful, but so take that as you will. I'm not really like an out there golf guy.
Okay. Well, I worked at some of like the most, prestigious golf places. I don't know, food and golf are resorts,
Yeah,
they have a
for
lot
sure.
of awesome, like, prestigious places you
Yeah.
can go work. So I ended up, kind of traveling the country and doing that food. And, towards the end, probably Oak Hill-ish time, probably a little after that. Once I moved back to Buffalo, and I don't know, probably almost 10 years now. And the industry it was hard. It was really tiring, and there was no staff to ever, like, everyone was so short-staffed, and so the chefs were just getting crushed, and super demanding, and, I just kind of started to, like, I certainly started losing passion for it, but just disdain for it.
Yeah.
So whenever COVID started happening, it changed everything for everybody, obviously. But for me, I just had a little bit of free time. It changed my schedule a lot, and I just started. I don't even know why, but I got some headshots done. I wanted to make a go at social media career.
Cool. That's cool though.
And I started doing a ton of videos online, and they're just horrible, crappy videos that I'm probably have deleted most of and would be horrified to watch back. But yeah, to late 2019, it was still, I think it just became TikTok. It actually used to be called Musical.ly. It was an app. But yeah, no, for the first time in my life, because I'm 33, so I kind of grew up with social media.
Yeah.
Like as a user.
Yeah.
But for the first time in my life, I had seen like some success with it.
Yeah.
So I had like a viral video, and then I was like, oh man, I'm doing this, and yeah, I just like quadrupled down, and it's just made tons and tons of content for probably a solid year and a half, and then eventually moved into just doing content full time, and now we do a lot of different things.
I was going to say, there's a lot for us to dive into.
Yeah.
I guess so, going back to like when you first got started making content, was it like you just woke up, you're like, you know what? If these guys can do it, I'm going to do it, or like, and you just like let it rip and just see what happens? Did you study like the algorithms at all? Or like, I'm just curious, like even how you picked, it seems like you have the biggest following on TikTok. Was that by design? I'm just curious.
No, I think it was just the perfect storm of, I had people in my life who maybe had 10,000 followers or something, and that was like huge deal to me. If you had 10,000 followers, like that's such a huge, impressive number. That's more than your friends and family.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how I've always interacted with social media, was like friends and family.
Yeah.
So there was always like an aspiration for me to do it. I just had no really clue how and what that meant if I did do it. So like I said, I tried some like getting headshots and stuff. I just tried certain things.
Sure.
No, really what it was like kind of like I said, the perfect storm of, I had an aspiration to do it, and I just did it a lot, and it failed mostly, and then it just, something worked, and then I just kind of learned from myself. But then I also like studied after it was started to become a little bit successful, to where I gained a small following. I just was like, okay, how does this person do their videos, or how does this person do their videos? Not necessarily always just like stealing them, but like I'm so fortunate to have some of the biggest creators on like planet Earth, like have a relationship with them. I can talk to them and ask them questions and stuff. So, one guy in particular, Max the Meat Guy, we've been friends for many, many years, and he's like such an amazing creator, and he's done videos with, all the best guys. And so yeah, it's a little bit of like me learning, but then a little bit of like bouncing ideas off of other people and collaborating and stuff like that.
That's cool. What was your first video that went viral?
The first one that I like point to is that during COVID, remember the Tiger King thing?
Oh yeah.
There was a video with I made that I took like a piece of steak or whatever and put like tiger stripe marinades on it, and then I put the Tiger King, like whatever the song he sung, I just put that over like the top of the track on it.
Yeah.
And it just was a horrible video, but I think it maybe got like 20 or 30,000 views. And like I said, for me at the time, getting, a dozen likes or 20 likes or something on a video would have been a lot. So to get 30,000 views, in a day or whatever would have something like snapped.
Yeah.
And that's why, answer the other question about TikTok, that's kind of why I went that route, just because that was what was working for me.
Right.
So I just was like, wow, this is super cool.
Yeah. So now in this day and age with over 1 million followers on TikTok, like what's your personal definition of like a video going viral?
It depends, because I don't know that I have a super solid definition on that, because sometimes I have videos that maybe are like have less than 1 million views but have tons of engagement and shares, and I like those. Like that, I prefer those over a video that's like mega viral that has like huge amounts of views, but like people are just like watching it and then just like cool and then scrolling on to the next one. So I think kind of being in the new year, I think that's a big goal of mine, is like to try to make more engaging content that people maybe would care about than just be like, oh, cool, and just go to the next video.
I got to imagine, like, especially the first time it happened and maybe even early on, and who knows, maybe it's still now, do you get like an adrenaline rush from that? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Holy shit, look at this thing is going.
Yeah, for sure. The first time I had like 500,000 views or something in a day. I'll never forget this. I was just sitting on my couch and I just would endlessly scroll. Like I would like endlessly like pull down so like it would refresh your notifications.
Yeah.
And it would just be at 99 plus. Like that's like the limit.
Yeah.
So I would just like as fast as I could do this, it was just 99 plus. And I was like, whoa, that was so cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I think there was like I had like back in when I first started, there wasn't a lot of people. I mean, I'm very early on. I'm one of the first maybe 10 or so, maybe more, but very few cooking creators on TikTok when I started. It was still very much like a lip syncing app for basically little kids.
Yeah.
But I saw celebrities like getting on there, and I was like, oh, something's happening here. So I was early on that, but yeah, there was literally days where I was gaining 20,000, 30,000 followers. The next day, 20, 30,000 followers. It was just unbelievable.
Do you ever think about that now? Like, when you're putting something out there, do you ever like really think about how wild that is to have that many people either following you who could see this, like that many set of eyes on you, like on camera? That's wild. It's really cool. Yeah,
it is. You get a little bit numb to it, but I remember when it first started happening, I became so, I guess I thought that's how it was supposed to be all the time.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't, I remember I had to hire, like, there was this guy who was called the creator coach, and he's a really nice guy, but he was basically like a therapist for, I guess you could say like celebrities and people who are in like the creative space. And I had to like hire him. And he would have to like, talk me off the ledge about stuff. And I would be like, I posted this video and it only has 30,000 views. And I'll never forget him being like, dude, that's like Madison Square Garden. So
really interesting.
If you were in front of that many people on stage, like, I guess it's certainly not the same like quantity or quality
that's
thing.
a good way to look at it.
But it's an awesome way to look at it, right? Like,
yeah.
And now, like, if I have like a mega video, like a mega viral video, I'll be like, that's like a big country.
Yeah.
Like to look at the views and be like, that's
amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good perspective.
Yeah.
How did the name Sup Chef come around?
That's that one goes way back to just working in the industry. We still like call each other chef.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
chef, no chef, right? So, but like around your buddies, you were still like hanging out or whatever, like answering the phone. You were still chef, but it was not like so formal. So it's like, what's up, chef?
Yeah.
So that's how I like have answered the phone and talked to my friends over the last like whatever 10, 15 years. So I just thought of that and like, what's up, chef? Like that's how it kind of came to be. It sticks with me now, but everyone's always like soup chef and wondering. But it's cool. It's certainly. I've never been like, oh, I regret this at all. But there is days where I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Yeah,
but there's a good story to it, man. That's what it's all about, right? You got to grow with it. Like that's awesome. When you going back to, I mean, like you obviously you're. Let me actually ask you this. I was thinking about this earlier. So when you go back as like a little kid, and you first kind of like start falling in love with cooking, is there like a certain dish maybe it was like your a family member made it for you or something that you're like, man, I think about that. I'm like, I think that's what got me hooked.
Probably. There's nothing that really comes to mind other than like memories. I don't know if there's like a flavor profile that I'm like, oh, this is the way my grandma made this or something. But for me, you know, there was always a big pot of red sauce on the stove growing up. Every football game had we ordered pizza and there was chicken wing dip and stuff like that. And that's the kind of food that's always resonated with me. And I tell the story all the time about when I worked at Oak Hill, I ran the the finer dining restaurant, and I would leave there and like hit like the Wendy's drive-thru on the way home, and that's I just became so tired of that food and that type of environment and culture, and I was just like kind of felt like I was like faking what I was like faking it, and I thought people that made pizza and wings were just like hash slingers or whatever, like the diner cook that rubs his apron. Yeah. But like I don't know why I was so against that, but that's totally me. like I just like that type of food, and I don't want to have to be thinking about every detail of every single aspect of the kitchen every time I'm cooking. I just like want to cook, so.
I mean, it must feel like it's like a freeing feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like let it rip, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's age or whatever, but I just felt like I was able to, especially with the TikTok success, like I had my own legs to stand on, and I could be myself, and I didn't have to pretend to be someone else to get to a certain point or whatever, because there's a lot of imitation in probably every industry, but you're just trying to be like your mentor until you can figure out a path to kind of be similar enough to your person, but you're still always in this person's web or shadow. I mean, I was just listening to the press conference today.
The football tree?
About the football tree. It's yeah. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
So real serious question. What was your Wendy's order?
I don't know. It was Wendy's.
Because I love Wendy's.
Oh, really?
I try to stay away, but there's one kind of by my house, and usually I'm like really good about staying away. Once in a while, I'm like, you got me.
Yeah. No, I'm a fast food guy. Yeah. It's like gross to admit it, but Wendy's probably not even cracks the top 10 for me, but it just was perfectly by my house. Yeah. Like I didn't have to go out of the way.
That's what I mean. Like it's right there.
Yeah. So I probably got I think they used to have like a chicken club or something, like a grilled chicken or a fried chicken sandwich. But yeah, I don't even know thinking back about it. But I got a lot of
chicken guy.
Yeah, they're great. But the Frosties.
You got to.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm curious. What are your top 3 fast food restaurants, and do you think you draw any inspiration in your cooking from any of these places?
Well, fast food means it has to have a drive-through, right?
You can find it any way you want. I guess that's probably a good way.
You can't be like Chipotle's now.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. Yeah.
Right. I'd say Don's is up there. McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's a number one.
OG.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't trust people who don't like McDonald's.
And if they say they don't, they're just lying.
Yeah, they're lying. They're in there at night, just like, and then like going out, running out, and throwing it in the garbage so like their spouse doesn't find it.
Yeah. Grow up, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, McDonald's has got to be the number one. And then even grocers got to be Taco Bell. That's probably
Taco 2. Love Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baja Blast.
My wife was out of town the other day. I snuck in there, like just pulled right in there.
Dude.
I told my mom was watching my daughter. I lied. I said I was like, going to the store, but I didn't. I went to Taco Bell.
What'd you come back with?
Nothing. I ate in my car like a loser in the parking lot. Oh yeah, my mom didn't even ask. I knew she was too obsessed with the baby. My wife would have been like, "So where's the stuff you said you're going to get?"
Yeah.
I knew I was good.
Yeah. No, there's some good.
She's gonna hear that too. She's gonna laugh.
That's crazy. Yeah. You just gotta. No, I definitely on my way into the house threw the bag out to the outside garbage.
Do you like bury it, or you don't care? Yeah.
If she's, I'm usually if she sees it, that's fine. She knows. I mean, my wife knows I'm disgusting. So,
they know.
Yeah. No, and I feel it too. Like, I'll order a Baja Blast and like 4 tacos and get like tons of hot sauce, and I eat all of it, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Why did you do that?
Yeah. Oh, and then for 3, I don't know. That's tough. There's a lot of great things. There's a lot of ones that.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know.
Sorry, those 2 are
think
good.
about that. Yeah, we'll leave it.
So let's and I want to get into now kind of the content you create, the food you like to cook. Like, can you just, I think most people probably know who you are, but like what is like your passion in terms of the type of food you cook, and like talk to us a little bit about like the content you're creating.
Yeah, I mean, I think I try to describe it as like approachable food, food that you're never like, that's really pretty, but what is that? Like, I really appreciate and respect that kind of stuff, but that's not where I'm at. Yeah, and I call it like craveable. I try to make videos look like, oh man, I want that dip or those wings, or I want to order a pizza now. Yeah, I try to make it like that. Yeah, like food you've seen before, but just looks like so good, like extra saucy, crispy wings and stuff like that. So that would be like my philosophy on like my content food, I guess you could say. But then there's a sports element to it, because I would say the last 10 years or so, I've become very much a big sports guy. And yeah, so then I have the freedom to kind of do stuff. So we did a series called like NFL Wings, where we turned every team in the league into wings. And that was awesome and got such a great response. So then we did NFL Pizza, and then we recently did MLB hot dogs, and now we're doing NHL popcorns. Oh,
awesome.
So we're turning every team in the league into a popcorn, but we're just kind of continuing to step up the level a little bit, and we're actually building out a site right now. So when we launch, which is probably by the time this is out, we'll be ready to go. We'll have an episode out, hopefully. We'll actually have each flavor be, you can pre-order it, and we're going to take it to market. So we've been doing a ton of popcorn work behind the scenes. And
that's amazing. And you walked in with some popcorn. It's okay if you can't, are you able to say what the Sabres popcorn is?
Yeah, it's going to be a buffalo cheddar.
Awesome.
It's awesome. I brought it. That's the one sweet. I brought with us. So, yeah, we're super excited about that. And the goal on that is, I mean, who knows? The sky's the limit. And when you, I think, this is my third. I mean, I own 3 businesses, and there's been a lot of things that we've set out and just kind of was a strikeout. And there's been a lot of awesome successes.
That's how it goes, though.
Yeah, so we're just going to continue to try, and the goal though would be, it would be amazing to see these in team stores and at the arenas and stuff like that. Or we just sell it online and we get into grocery, and we have a little bit of experience with that anyway. But yeah, I mean, we're just excited to bring new, fresh content to the table. We're kind of going through some reorg stuff right now, so trying to get me back into more of a full-time content position. And just getting me out of some of the day-to-day stuff that I'm not. I would say there's better people out there than me to do it. So,
just gonna throw this out there. If I was in charge of making the popcorn, the Maple Leafs popcorn would just be crap, burnt popcorn. Toronto Maple Leafs, I would tease it, or maybe even as a joke, but that's just me.
Well, I had to be. I do. So I have. So in my demographics of cities, Buffalo's 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
what's above that?
Just the major cities, like I think, like New York, Houston, LA. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head, but so I do, in complete fairness, try to approach every team.
Yeah, you got to.
As a fan of the team, and especially like with football stuff, we've gotten invites to come out to Carolina. We've gotten invites to come out to Cleveland.
That's awesome.
So and getting to know some of the players.
Yeah.
Players aren't, it's very rare that players on a team a long time.
Right. Yeah.
So when they move, you're still following each other and stuff, and you're still hoping for the best for them. So, I think I've over the years have become less fanatic about Buffalo sports. It's obviously still rooting for Buffalo sports, but just becoming a more general fan of sports, which is kind of easy for me because I grew up a huge Sabres fan, but then I kind of followed. I mean, Dominic Hasek was like my favorite player. Yeah.
So he gave those to me when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm going to his preview tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So his goalie coach, Mitch Korn, is coming on the podcast.
Oh, sweet.
Good friend of mine. And those are sticks that either Mitch or Hasek actually gave to me when I was a kid. I was a goalie growing up, but sorry, I just had to call out.
Super sweet. Yeah. So I ended up becoming a Red Wings fan, and then through that, not to say I wasn't a Sabres fan, but just I enjoyed seeing them, and then I became like a more like I kind of followed from Hasek to like Datsuk, and
Yeah.
I loved that era of hockey. And so this isn't super foreign to me. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm like a big bandwagon fan. If the Sabres played the Red Wings, I would want the Sabres to win, of course. But I just have become I would say a little bit of a step back fan of sports in general.
Well, it sounds like through food, which is cool, you've gotten close to the sport. And so you have this general appreciation, like a broader appreciation for the players, for the organizations. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you get invited out places. That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool. We've done collabs with the Browns and the Panthers, and then we're supposed to go to New Jersey here, I think next week to do our collab for the Devils.
Awesome.
So that'll be fun. And like I said, it would be amazing to get 32 flavors into 32 arenas. That would be the pie in the sky goal. Will it happen? I have no idea, but we're gonna try.
Hey, that's what it's all about. When you're approaching, well, let me ask you this first off. Like the food that you make, can people, if they're like, wow, like I want that, do you give them the recipes too?
We do sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we probably should be better about that. But no, we do a lot. So we work a lot with Tops, and that's basically what they want.
I saw that on their website.
Approachable stuff that they could go and grab at Tops and take home and try. But because we have the pizza dough, we try to promote that so people are like, oh, I want to make pizza at home.
Right.
So yes and no. I think certain times I assume people would be able to like visually follow it.
Yeah.
And then, but not everyone's like that. So.
So you have a lot of various business ventures. Like, can you talk a little bit about them and kind of maybe like the bridge from it's like chef, not a content creator plus business owner. I mean, like being a business owner is possesses its own challenges. Like, can you talk a little bit about your businesses and because I know you're talking about trying to like step back and get more focused on the things that you love to do.
Yeah. So we own the pizza company, which is, I mean, I kind of have, it's basically one company. I mean, we have Sup Chef is my media company.
Yeah.
It's like where we do our social media stuff. And if there's revenue that comes through that, then that is its own, that's its own entity.
Right.
But it basically also acts as the marketing company for the pizza company.
Yeah.
And then we also have a hospitality company. So that would be like our food truck and then some of these CPG things we're getting into now. So yeah, and how we balance that is they're all new. So it's all about a bunch of bootstrapping and trying to just figure out what do we need to get done this week a little bit. And especially now getting a little bit further down the runway, it's cool to be able to offload a little bit of that, and it feels like we're growing. It feels like we're more professional a little bit now, and it's cool. I mean, I went to a meeting the other day I didn't schedule, and that was really interesting.
That's always wild, right?
I didn't even know really what it was about, and I saw some products, and I was like, sweet, you're going to have to call Natalie about that. So, I mean, great, thanks for showing me. But it's bizarre, and it's forcing me to have to be a little bit more accountable to not just go and do something.
Yeah.
As a bootstrap, like when I'm first starting a business, it's I'm just trying to make it happen.
Sure.
And now I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and still communicating what my vision is on certain things, but not necessarily being oh well, I'll just make this call because I know Brad. I'll call him because I know him. I'll just you can let things happen sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a big step for any business owner is. I mean, they call it right. We're talking about delegation, really. Yeah. But then, because people earn your trust, and you're gonna let them do these things for you. But you're right. You have to make sure, hey, here's the vision. Let's make sure we're staying in line with that, whatever that is. But it's hard to not just be well, it's faster if I just do it. You have to let people do it, right?
Right.
Otherwise, then you're just always kind of spinning your tires.
Yes. Yeah. And we have the right people now anyway it isn't faster if I do it. It's faster if I don't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean though. You're I can just make this call and he'll answer because it's me.
Yeah.
But instead of having
for sure
the right person do it and get it sorted out properly.
Did you ever imagine you'd be in this position? Are you, and kind of bootstrapping to that question, are you intentional about the growth, or is it more hey, I'm just doing what I love. I'm trying to get better every day, and the growth kind of happens?
Yeah. I'm not really motivated by money, so I just want the business to do well enough to where I can, pay the bills, and I would like a nice car. That'd be cool.
What kind of car?
I'm torn on that because yeah, that's a tough one because I really like that the BMW. I think it's the 4 it's the sedan, but it looks like an SUV.
Yeah, it's cool.
I test drove that and I really liked it. But there's a Mercedes version of that too, with the GLE
yep.
coupe.
Those are cool. Yeah.
I really like those. I don't know. I'm not like a engine guy, but I like a car.
Yeah.
And then I actually think the Cybertruck is really cool
Those things
too.
are pretty sweet.
Yeah,
They're
I know a
fast-
lot of
fast
people
as
think
hell.
they're dumb looking, but
So fast.
yeah, they're crazy looking.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I have a nice vehicle. I just get in my head about that sometimes, but yeah, I'm not looking to, I don't need to be a billionaire. I'm not motivated by money. I just like to be able to. It's so cool that I'm able to have the freedom to do what I think is really awesome. I look forward to work. There's never a day where I'm like, ugh, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I'm just so blessed. I'm so blessed to be in that position. And that really motivates me because it's cool because I'm doing what I'm wanting to be doing.
Yeah.
I probably could do it better sometimes and be a little bit more like, if you have a boss, I guess you could say, like sometimes you're not always having to be self-motivated.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a balance, but I'm just blessed to be able to do kind of what I want to do.
Well,
every day.
it sounds like, and it's like honestly a common thread between like most people we have on here. Like you're just passionate about it. You love doing what you're doing, and it sounds like you. I mean, this is I don't think always 100% true, but like for the most part, work doesn't always maybe even feel like work. It just feels like I love doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
Yeah, totally. I mean, and I have 3 little ones, and I have an awesome wife, and it's a bit of a balance there because I would probably work 7.5 days a week if I could.
Yeah.
I love it. So, so I don't work on Saturdays and Sundays anymore unless something really is pressing.
Yeah.
But most of the time I don't, and that's really cool because it keeps me at home and we have some family time to like kind of balance out stuff, and it's just being able to just run home. Like my wife calls me, is like, these kids are insane. Yeah, can you just come home for like an hour or just take one with you or something? I can do it. And that's crazy. I know that I'm so not detached from what my life used to be like. So I'm like, just feel so blessed to be in this position to be able to just be able to do that.
Sure. What's your creative process like? Are you like, hey, I sit down and I map out all the things I want to do, or it's like these things just come to you and then I'm just curious like how you go about the process.
Yeah, I've always been an ideas guy. I've always had ideas. I don't know. I can just, like, if we talk about something, I can just come up with 4 or 5 ideas, something that I can do. Implementing is always where I don't want to say struggled, but for every 100 ideas I have, I can probably do one of them.
Yeah.
So I remember, talking to my friend Max. I brought him up, or my friend Ryan, and they're both creators with big accounts. I can give them 500 ideas, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. Why don't you do that? So it's like, oh, yeah, like I forget that I can do that, right? So I've never had a shortage of ideas, whether it was in this industry or whatever industry. I've just always been able to be creative and come up with ideas. I think that kind of comes natural to me. Mm-hmm. Getting them from an idea stage to the next stage is where it becomes, I get a little bit like a distracted, kind of like a dog or something, squirrel, I mean. I don't know.
I always say it's like the flashlight on the wall of a cat.
Yes, I can be that way.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah, I can be that way. There's times where I can be really focused and stuff, but that's like week to week. I'm usually like struggling to like stay on track with certain things.
Where do you film everything? Like, do you like move around to film stuff, or like do you have like certain places you like to like that you feel more comfortable?
I mean, I have a studio where I
Yeah.
film like 99.9% of my stuff in, but I like the travel aspect of it. I don't love being away from home,
Yeah.
but I love whenever we have the opportunity to go to like somewhere to film something. I
Yeah.
just think that's so fun. We just filmed in the popcorn manufacturing facility.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we just
awesome.
filmed a bunch of like us making the huge batches of popcorn and stuff, and it was super cool. And like I said before, we did some stuff with NFL teams and stuff like that, and those are just such the coolest experiences for me to be able to do that kind of stuff. It's super cool.
It's amazing. So, you mentioned earlier too that, you try a lot of things and some things don't work. Is there maybe one thing that comes to mind that you're like, man, I really wish that would have worked. I was hoping it would, and just kind of curious what that was and kind of how you learned from that or dealt with that.
Yeah, man, there's a ton of things. Most things I've done, it doesn't work.
That's how I feel.
There's a lot of things. I think there's some things that there's really nothing that's ever killed us per se.
Right.
I think there's mostly things that we've tried that just didn't pan out the way we thought. We tried to get our dough shipped directly to your door, whatever, direct to consumer.
Right.
And that was a huge flop. We spent a bunch of money on the website. We hired this big firm in the Midwest to like handle logistics, and it would just we sold some, but the volume wasn't enough to. We just overscaled and just under delivered in terms of that. So that's an area. We've had some amazing leads to get our product into the military.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually before we even got into Tops. We had gotten a call from someone I knew from military who was like, hey, we have a really bad pizza program. Can you just come out and try it? So we spent stupid amounts of money and time. I've been to Alaska a bunch of times. I've been to Seattle. I've been all over to try to get this pizza product into the military. And we've sold, maybe a few hundred cases or something like over the last 3 years, which is not much at all. So I would say mostly for us, it's been things that we thought were going to go really well, thought maybe it would change our lives, and then just didn't really pan out. And, we have to readdress them. But fortunately, we haven't had anything that's like ended our situation.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah.
When you're creating, like, okay, so going back to like a little bit of content creation, because I think this is interesting. We have people who listen who are maybe small business owners or whatever, but who knows? Maybe some want to become content creators. Do you have a different strategy for each platform, or for you, is it like I'm going to create this and just put it on all my different socials and kind of see how it works on each social?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone that tells you differently is talking to a super, super rare niche of some people that are not going to become content creators. I mean, generally, if you're thinking about getting into content creation for your business or for your, I'm thinking of like someone who sells their cookies or something. Like they're not even a business, like a hobby or something, and they're just trying to promote it. You just have to do it. Like you just have to do it, and you have to do it every day. And that's the only way it's going to work. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to call you stupid. People are going to laugh at your videos because they're going to suck at first. And that does suck for sure. There is a lot of like vulnerability issues that you'll have to manage. But if you're a big firm and you have some wherewithal and maybe even some budget to have a social media strategy, sure, you can talk about, hey, how are we going to have this campaign for YouTube and this campaign for our Facebook ads and this stuff. And you can get into the weeds on that for sure, and that's great. I'm happy to talk about that. But I think like just 99.9% of, or even if you're just like collecting baseball cards or whatever it is, like memorabilia, and you want to show it off to people, it's just like actually doing it. It's just like that's the hardest part, because you have to start, and no one's going to see it at first, and no one's going to care. And the people that see it are your friends and family. They're going to be like, what is he doing?
He's going through a crisis.
Yeah. And you might be, right? But so
But hey, yeah, whatever.
You might be, but because there is a little bit of you need like this spark to want to do that. So that would be my thought on that is like you just have to get over that first initial like I'm willing to put myself out there and I'm willing to show off my Dominic Hasek sticks.
Yeah.
If people think I'm weird, then that's fine. I've
Yeah.
had these since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think you're weird.
That's okay. I am weird. I think everyone in this room might say I'm weird. I'm cool with that.
No,
Weird is fun.
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I just think that everyone has like a market of like people that are like them, and sometimes it's super niche. My wife loves like watching like farm crunchy people that are like farming and like making lotions and stuff or making organic grains. Like that's not the content I watch. That's not the content I make. But like she is one of those people, and everyone's finding these little spheres, and I think that's super cool part of the internet now.
I'm gonna start a channel where I just eat fast food in my car and block my wife on the channel so she can't see it.
You'd be surprised how many people have channels like that.
I know, I see them. But the key is I'm blocking my wife, and then anyone who forwards it to her, they get blocked too.
She'll end up seeing it.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
It's not a good idea. Don't lie to your wife.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, this is like a random question. I
Sure.
just thought of this. If you had to eat one food every day for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
That's easy.
Okay.
What's yours?
So it's every day, right? Well, let me ask you this. Like, do I have to worry about like
It's your question.
nutrition or health consequences? Can we clarify that? Or is it just like you eat it and like it's fine?
You should never worry about nutrition and
Pizza.
health. Yep. That's the answer.
Okay.
That is the answer.
You can't get sick of pizza.
No, it's the best food ever.
I've met only a few people who don't like pizza, and I really, like I
Don't
said,
trust
even
them.
with McDonald's, you can't trust somebody who doesn't like pizza. It's weird.
Yeah.
If you have a gluten allergy or something, I get that.
I literally could eat. I mean, I almost do eat pizza every day.
Yeah.
Like I at least eat pizza a few times a week for sure.
Is it usually your pizza or are you ordering it?
I order it a lot. I have like kind of a tradition for football games that I do. That would be there's like a local John and Mary's.
Yeah.
They make a really great like football pizza.
Yeah.
To take out. Well, like I make so much pizza on the channel. I used to make a ton of pizza on the channel, so I was eating pizza all the time. But I enjoy pizza. Like I enjoy bad pizza. Like pizza is like my 3 favorite things: bread, sauce, and cheese.
Yeah.
And even without pepperoni, I'm cool with it. But I can never get sick of pizza.
No, me either. What's like the craziest pizza you've made, or in the sense that like you put all this crazy stuff on, you're like, wow, this is a lot better than maybe I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, when we did the pizza series,
Yeah.
I made like 32 weird pizzas basically. Maybe there was a few that were like somewhat normal, but when I did the Patriots, I did like maybe it was the Jaguars. I can't remember. Oh yeah, no, the Patriots was like Thanksgiving. That was good. That was cool. That was not like an original idea. There's been pizzerias that have done that, but when I did the Jaguars, Jacksonville has nothing. Like we went to Jacksonville. We've done content for Jacksonville, and there's nothing in Jacksonville. And they had like no culinary history. So I was like grasping for straws, like what to do. So we come to find out that they're the most, they've had the most overseas games.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're always playing overseas.
Yeah. So we ended up doing like an English pizza where we did like fish and chips.
No kidding.
So I did like little fish nuggets and French fries, and then I did like mushy peas as like the sauce. It looked horrifying, but it was really good. It was good. I mean, it would have been cool to order, like just have a slice of it. Nobody would have ever ordered that if you put it on a menu, but it looked terrifying. But it was better than I thought it would have been.
Well, so you've talked about pizzas, hot dogs, popcorn. I mean, you've kind of done a lot. Is there any type of food that you haven't experimented with yet, and you're like, I really need to like test that out?
I don't know. I enjoy most foods. What I would say to that question would be like I don't have a tremendous amount of time right now, and I would love for my wife and I to be able to go out to like nice restaurants in Buffalo. I would love that. I love good food. Like I love fancy food. I love just going out and getting like tacos, whatever. I don't know. I've cooked most of the things I'd like to cook, and I have so much freedom that if I wanted to do a series right now on foods from Sri Lanka, I could do that. But and not to say I couldn't learn anything. There's a tremendous amount I can learn from foods yet, but I would say that's one thing I miss out is like I love going out to eat. I would.
I do too, actually.
It's the best.
And I either like you too. Like sometimes, like nice high end restaurants, great, but I like to like dives, like which is great food. Do you have like places like maybe like a favorite under the radar place in Buffalo?
Well, people don't know about Maria's Pizza.
Where is that?
It's in Angola.
Okay.
It's in Angola, New York. It's like in my hometown.
Maria's?
Yeah. It's like if you're ever going to go out to the beach
Yeah.
in the summer, you should stop there. And honestly, I would suggest people go there anyway. I think it's the best pizza in Buffalo, like in Buffalo area.
Okay.
It's my favorite pizza ever. It's better than mine.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That's good to know. I'm going to
It's
check
just,
that out.
and honestly, like they've done a great job fixing it, but like when I was growing up, it was disgusting. Like you'd thought it would look like a crime scene happened in there. And just flies and stuff, and it was horrifying.
That reminds me of like being, I went away to college, but like when we'd come back from Rochester and we'd go to like Nick Tahoe's at like 2 a.m, they're giving you bread like out of the garbage bag, and you're like, yes.
That's a funny story. We have a funny story about Nick Tahoe's. We had, there was a policy that we had at Oak Hill.
Yeah.
That before like certain days, like especially like big function days, like Men's Invitational, or maybe it was like Easter brunch or something. Like we had like a time before that, I think probably 24 hours, where you couldn't eat garbage plates. Like Nick Tahoe's was off limits to staff because you would get sick and you'd like call out of work.
Yeah,
and most likely you were drinking.
Yeah, for sure. That's a huge part of it too.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was like a no Nick Tahoe's policy at
Dude,
Oak
there's
Hill.
like no garbage plates in Buffalo.
Yeah, I know.
There used to be a couple places, but and I guess it's just never really caught on here. Probably understandably, but
I think understandably. They're good, but like you have things to get over.
Yes.
To get there, and I can get it. Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, like paying the price after you eat something. You are paying the price after that.
Yeah.
You don't think about it while it's happening, and then the second it's over, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, when you have that much explaining to do, you're like, well, you eat all these things anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's basically like a 4th of July, like plate.
Yeah.
Without a bun.
Yeah.
And just all smashed on top of each other.
For sure.
So yeah, I had some. We made them like a nice version of them, but we'd call them like G plates and stuff. We tried to get rebrand it at Oak Hill, even though they were all Rochesterians. And they knew what it was. But yeah, it's a big thing out there.
Yeah, it is. I know, it's funny.
The white hots and the red hots.
Oh yeah, like there's a big war. Like red hot versus white hot. Yeah, I've always been a red hot guy. I'll do them both, but I've always been. Even now, actually, I'll because they're a Swigel city. And here, like, we're more so Salins. And so sometimes I'll bring, like, the Swigels here. My Buffalo friends are like, dude, I'm not eating that. Like, I'm a Salins guy. Like, just check it out.
Yeah,
and if you throw a white one in there, they're like, what is that?
What is that, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times in Rochester, you would eat a hot dog split.
Yeah, they split it up. Yeah.
And they grill it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we did cookouts, like, we would do, like, burgers and dogs and stuff on the golf course. And I would just, like, grilling them like hot dogs. And people were like, you gotta cut that thing open.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Okay, sure.
So, all right, man. Like, winding down here. Like, what's your vision for the future for your brand? Like, where would you hope to be maybe in 5 years, or what are you excited about?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the cool part. Is like I have no idea, and I'm kind of cool to be like I don't know. But right now we're so excited about this popcorn because we've worked really hard on it, and I think their flavors are going to be unique and really interesting, and it's so craveable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I just came from the popcorn facility, and it gave me a small bag, which is still too much popcorn to eat at once. And I ate the whole thing. And I was like, oh, I got to go in there. I'm going to have Cheeto fingers. Awesome. But so the popcorn thing is one thing I'm so excited about because it's just a way that we can tie in. I do enjoy the business side of our brand. So just to tie in, it's just a good assimilation of a synergy of our business and our content, and trying to get those closer together is something. And that this will take me into probably a good part of this year. And then we'll just go into the next thing. We have to finish. We did half of them. It'll be hot dogs. So we'll probably jump on that after. But yeah, getting back into content is something I'm really aspired to be doing right now. And I would say that would be the next 12 months is getting through that. And then we'll see we'll see where the rest goes. But
so with the popcorn, I know you're going to try to get it in the arenas, but are people going to, I hopefully be able to buy this?
Yeah, so it'll be available online probably by the time this comes out.
All right,
At
cool.
least we're going to launch with 4 flavors.
Okay.
And that'll be 4 of our first teams that we're doing. But the goal is to have 32 flavors, or 33, however many teams there are now.
Yeah.
One, matching whether it's the culinary history or something about the city that is unique to that city. So like Buffalo, we have a buffalo cheddar. We have this awesome cinnamon. It's like super cool red color cinnamon, like Fireball for the New Jersey Devils. So we're excited about that. So they all have a story in a little bit, and we're super excited about that.
So when that does come out, where can people buy that? Or honestly, where can people, buy your dough? Where can find you, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So, I mean, the channel is called Sup Chef, and if you want to find us wherever you watch, wherever you're on social media, we're basically most places. SUPCHEF, one word. And then our dough is available, our Sup Chef pizza dough. It's a cool little clear bag at Tops, and it's got a blue circle that says Sup Chef and an awesome buffalo in the center. And then we have a new website that's coming out for our popcorn. So,
Sweet.
but it'll be Sup Chef popcorn as well. So
cool.
Well, you'll find us.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. Okay, to round things out, some of these are cheesy, but there's a few just quick rapid fire questions to finish it off. You kind of answered this already, but I'm still gonna ask it anyways. Favorite restaurant in Buffalo?
Oh my gosh, that's not a fast question for me, but
okay.
I'll make it quick. If I can only go to one more restaurant,
That's a great way to look at it.
Maria's Pizza.
Sweet, I like it. What's one habit maybe that you have every day that there's like you're never not gonna do it?
Tim Hortons.
Okay, how do you take your coffee?
I do a large mocha iced coffee, black, bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant with Chipotle.
Awesome. Okay. And last but not least, what's one thing that people don't know about you that you think they'd be surprised to find out?
Big volleyball guy.
Big volleyball guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach volleyball.
Awesome.
I coach high school sports, girls volleyball. I love volleyball. I probably watch more volleyball content than I do anything else.
Awesome.
I would like to retire from this job and do volleyball.
That's awesome.
that would be an amazing dream. But I also, there's so many things I'd like to do, so I try to push stuff out. I got into golf, but I was so bad and it takes so much time. So I was like, no, let's put this away forever.
Awesome.
So
Well, dude, this has been amazing. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Sweet.
man. See ya. All right.